Well, hey, friends, I'd like to invite you to a new webinar called Relationship Patterns and Pathways, the Condition of the Descendant Ruler. And to tell you a little bit about that, we have Kelly Surtees with us today. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Of course, it's great to have you. So this webinar got created because you did a webinar recently called Hidden Topics of Relationship, Your Descendant Ruler, and there was so much interest in the topic, you decided to create a part two. So can you tell folks a little bit
Yeah,
about what you did in part one and then why you created part two?
absolutely. Yeah. In part one, we were taking very much a beginner level look at relationships and in the birth chart and having a look at the house placement of the descendant ruling planet. So obviously the seventh house, all about relationships. And there's a planet that guides or manages your experiences in relationships. So in the first webinar, we took a look at how the house topics of the placement of that descendant ruling planet really affect some of the experiences, the locales, and some of the themes about relationships for you. And based on that webinar experience, we had a lot of student feedback and sort of desire for more. And so this part two webinar, we're taking things further. We're going a little bit more into intermediate astrology territory, where we are going to look at the descendant ruling planet, but we're now going to assess the function of that planet. So we're going to be looking at some of the criteria that affect planetary condition. So we're really honing in on the planet that guides or manages your relationships, which is the ruling planet of the descendant. So we're going to look at that planet according to things like sect and aspect and relationship to the sun. We'll even talk a little bit about speed and how that might affect that planet's ability to deliver on its task of providing fulfilling relationships for you. So we're really going further, and this is a little bit more of an intermediate level webinar training than the first one.
It sounds like this one would be great too if you're trying to kind of wrap your mind around what planetary condition is. Can you, for people who don't know that phrase, can you say a little bit about what that means?
Absolutely, yeah. Planetary condition is a way of assessing a planet's ability to function, I guess. You could think about it as how vital or how active or how focused on the task at hand. And one of the ways that we work with planets in traditional styles of astrology is different topics are allocated to different planets based on the house rulership pattern. And then we determine how well suited to doing that job is a planet. So we look at a bunch of factors. Partly it's aspect based, partly it's the planet's kind of comfort level of vitality by sign with things like rulership or detriment or exaltation and fall. And so we're bringing in those. So you will get like a crash course, if you like, in planetary condition, specifically as it relates to the ruling planet of the descendant. So one way I describe this to students is if you think about if you've got a team of people, perhaps at work, you could be part of the team, you could be managing the team, and you'll know that different people are suited for different tasks and that certain people are not good at certain tasks. And planetary condition is kind of a way of assessing, how good at its job is this planet. And that can really help illustrate why you're having the experiences you're having in relationships, whether they're really great and fulfilling or whether they're a little bit more challenging and have a few kind of rocky road type of experiences as part of it.
Amazing. And then from there, you have some choices to make, right?
Absolutely. So
Right.
I always say, the birth chart is just kind of the baseline. And then if your planets are kind of indicating, possibilities or pathways that you like, you want to kind of enhance that. And if they're indicating, possibilities or pathways that you think, I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for, then you've got to be a little bit more proactive about taking charge yourself. Basically,
Amazing.
Your birth chart is like the default baseline, and then you have to decide how involved do you want to get to shake things up a bit.
Amazing. Well, great. Well, thanks so much, Kelly. And this webinar is for you if you're interested in analyzing a relationship. But like I said, also if you're wanting to think about how Kelly works with planetary condition and seeing her teach this with a special topic like this is a great way to get a window into that. So thanks for putting this together, Kelly. And if you'd like to sign up, head over to astrologyuniversity.com/events where you can find this in the event calendar. Same at kellysastrology.com and on the event calendar there. If you're tuning into this video after we've already presented the webinar live, you can head to either website and just search for the name relationship patterns and pathways. And if you can't remember that, just search for relationship and it should come right up. But you can email the help team if you get stuck, help@astrologyuniversity.com or help@kellysastrology.com, and we'll be happy to help you find it. Well, thanks again for joining me today, Kelly, and I look forward
My
to seeing you again
pleasure.
really soon.
Thanks, Tony.